Hello everyone. In this class, we are going to discuss about some of the important acts which are brought by British people in India, which is nothing but Charter Acts. Children, in the previous class, we discussed two important reforms that brought by Britishers in the administration of India, which is nothing but Regulating Act 1773 and Pitt's India Act 1784, and we discussed some of the important features of those two acts. Today, let us talk about the Charter Acts which were brought by Britishers in India. First of all, remember one key point. East India Company is a private company. It is not a ultimate authority in India. It is always under the control of British government only. Remember that point, children. First of all, our discussion will start today with why Charter Acts implemented. My question is, why Charter Acts implemented? Why Charter Acts implemented? Just now I told you one of the key point, which is nothing but British East India Company is just like a private company and it is a trade company. So, in order to renew the license of East India Company, Charter Act was implemented. Here the answer is, in order to renew the license, of East India Company. Here the answer is, in order to renew the license of East India Company, the Charter Act was implemented. Here, for every 20 years, the license of East India Company renewed. For how many years? For every 20 years, the license of British East India Company is renewed. In that, the first Charter Act implemented in the year 1793. Children, add 20 years for 1793, that is 1813. And after that 1833, and after that 1853. So 4 Charter Acts was implemented: 1793, 1813, 1833 and 1853. See, observe here carefully. For every act 20 years difference is there. Means every 20 years the license of East India Company is renewed, and more importantly, for each and every 20 years the British government will change the rules and regulations of East India Company. So here 1793, Charter Act of 1793, Charter Act of 1813, Charter Act of 1833, Charter Act of 1853. Means first license 1793. After that the license is renewed 1813. Again license was renewed in the year 1833. And finally it is renewed up to 1853. Among these 4 Charter Acts implemented by the British government, 1813 and 1833 is very important. That is the reason why we will discuss the only 2 Charter Acts which brought by British people in the administration of India. So now our discussion will be continue with the Charter Acts of 1813 and 1833. Children, if anyone poses you question 2 means why charter acts are implemented means you have to write the answer. In order to renew the license of East India Company, Charter Act was implemented. These charter acts are implemented for every 20 years. As a part of that, Charter Act of 1793, Charter Act of 1813, Charter Act of 1833, and finally the Charter Act of 1853. So now, first one, Charter Act. Charter Act 1813. Charter Act of 1813. So here we are not discussing about Charter Act of 1793 and Charter Act of 1853. We are only discussing about Charter Act of 1813 and Charter Act of 1833. First of all, Charter Act 1813. The first important feature of this act, the license of East India Company. The license of East India Company renewed for another 20 years. First important character of this act, the license of East India Company renewed for another 20 years. Means the extension. See here, British East India Company is a private trade company. It must take the license from the British government. As a part of that, the license of doing trade in India was extended, renewed by the British government for another 20 years. Means they can 1830, right, this one, they can continue to do trade until 1833. The license was renewed. Now, before the implementation of Charter Act 1813, there is a one demand from the private people to allow them to India to do trade. So that demand is fulfilled with the act of Charter Act of 1813. So we can say that a free trade era is started. Free trade era. Free trade era is started. Question may ask, why free trade era is started with Charter Act of 1813? Means you have to write answer, children. Before the implementation of Charter Act 1813, there is a demand from the private people to do trade with India. After Charter Act, the British government is allowed the private people to conduct their trade with India. So that is the reason why free trade era is started. Free trade era is started. Now, a new era of issuing license and authorization. A new era of issuing license and authorization started. Means the British government is started to give license for the people, those who want to trade with India, especially who? Private people. So a new system of issuing license is started with Charter Act of 1813. And another important feature, Governor General and Commander in Commander-in-Chief. Governor General and Commander-in-Chief are appointed by Board of Directors. Board of Directors. Children, you may get one doubt here. Pitt's India Act Board of Controllers are there, but in the Charter Act 1813 Board of Directors are there. You may get confused. That's what I told you in the beginning of this class. Every 20 years the British government will change the rules and regulations. As a part of that, they mentioned both Governor General and Commander in Chief. Who are the officials? Governor General and Commander in Chief. They both are appointed by the Board of Directors. Who are the people? Governor General and Commander in Chief. They both are appointed by the Board of Directors. One more important character which is very important, especially in India, with regarding to the British education, which is nothing but churches are free to allow. Churches are free to allow to India. So with the implementation of Charter Act 1813, churches are free to allow India. So that what happened? So some of the Christian missionary schools are started in India, and they started to promote their religion as well as British education in India. So before the implementation of Charter Act, there are some conditions are there over churches to enter into India. But with the Charter Act of 1813, the churches are free to allow India, and so at that time some of the Christian missionary schools are started over India, and more importantly, those churches are free to spread their religion as well as they are giving some of the English education. So a new era of British education and English education is started over India with the implementation of Charter Act of 1813. Due to these important features, Charter Act is very important among all the Charter Acts which is implemented over India. Children, look at the features carefully again. The first one will be the license of East India Company is renewed for another 20 years. The license will be renewed, extended for another 20 years, and the free trade era is started. Why? Because before the implementation of Charter Act, there is a demand from the private people to allow them to do trade in India. But after Charter Act only that demand is fulfilled. Due to that reason, free trade is started. So now, after that, a new era of issuing license. Britishers have started new rules and regulations in order to give license and authorization about a trade, and more importantly, Governor General official is there, right? Governor General of Bengal, Governor General, and both Commander in Chief are appointed by whom? Board of Directors. Board of Directors have the power to appoint both Governor General as well as Commander in Chief. And finally, the churches are free to allow India. They started to spread their religion as well as a systematic English education is provided by establishing some of the schools over India. Example, now also you can identify some of the Christian missionary schools are there over India. Those are started from the Charter Act 1813. So due to all these features only, this act is very important. Children, question may ask, Charter Act of 1813 is a historic act. Historic Act. You have to frame the questions like this because more twisted questions will come. Even though it is a direct answer, but the question will be twisted. So here question will be Charter Act of 1813 is a historic act. Justify your statement. Justify. So if the question may ask like this, means nothing new answer you have to write. Just the features of Charter Act 1813 should write. Question again here. Charter Act of 1813 is a historic act. Justify your statement. So you have to mention clearly all the important features of Charter Acts 1813. So my dear children, this is one of the important Charter Act which is implemented by the British government in India. Okay children, after we discussed about the Charter Act 1813, another important Charter Act which is a very important act which is brought by the British people, which is nothing but Charter Act 1833. Charter Act 1833. First of all, why this act is important in India? Why we are discussing about this act? The one and only reason is the major aim of Charter Act 1813 in order to improve the situation in India. To improve situation in India. To improve the situation of India, the Charter Act 1833 was implemented. And more importantly, the license of British East India Company is again renewed for another 20 years. License of East India Company renewed again for another 20 years. Means they can do trade in India until 1853. First of all, the first license was given in the year 1793. After 1793 to 1813. 1813 again will be renewed, right? 1833. Again renewed, right? 1853. So now, if the question may ask, why Charter Act is very important? Why Charter Act of 1833 is important in India means you have to give your answer. To improve the situation in India, this act is introduced by the British government. That is the reason why this Charter Act 1833 is very important. Okay, children, now let us talk about the important features of this act. The first one, Governor General of Bengal become Governor General of India. Governor General of India. First of all, just to recollect the information in the Regulating Act. In the Regulating Act, what happens? Governor of Bengal is there. Governor of Bengal is there, and after that will be converted as Governor General of 3 presidencies. So now here again in the Act of 1833, Governor General of Bengal. Governor General means what? Bengal is the important province to the Britishers. Their administration major base is Bengal. So Governor General of Bengal position is converted into Governor General of India. This is the first important key point under Charter Act 1833. What are the important features children here? Governor General of Bengal. Governor General of Bengal becomes Governor General of India. The second one, Governor General is responsible to supervise trade over India. So the complete trade by the East India Company, that is monitored, supervised by Governor General. Means Governor General of India is the ultimate responsible person to look after and control and direct the trade over India. This is second important point. Now, third one. Central Government of Bengal have the final right to declare war and peace, war or peace with any other princely state. The central government of Bengal have the final right, ultimate right to declare either it may be a war or it will be declared a peace. That power is vested with the central government of Bengal. Example, at present you can see President of India is there. President of India have the ultimate power to declare war or peace with any other country. In the same manner, here central government of Bengal have the final right to declare war or to declare peace with any other princely state of India. Princely state means you can take Hyderabad, Mysore, Madras. Likewise, any other princely state, they want to declare a war, they want to declare a peace, or they want to enter into any kind of agreement. Who having the right to declare? Central government of Bengal. Next, we can say that Governor General mandated to put his difference with executive committee opinion. Governor General mandated means compulsory, put his difference with executive committee opinion. Children, under Governor General, one executive committee is there. Executive committee is nothing but group of officials. So here, if the group of officials they have taken any opinion, that opinion can be opposed by the Governor General, and Governor General is having the right to express his opinion towards executive committee. See here, Governor General may accept the opinion of executive committee, may reject the opinion of executive committee, and moreover, the Governor General have the power to give his opinion over the executive committee. And means what? He can take the opinion, he can give the opinion, and he may not be considered the opinion of executive committee. Executive committee is working under Governor General only. And after that, this act banned any kind of discrimination. This act banned any kind of discrimination based on caste, color, gender, etc. Any kind that this act, Charter Act of 1833 banned means rejected any kind of discrimination. That discrimination based upon caste, based upon color, based upon gender, or based upon whatever, based upon the remaining things. Any kind of discrimination is banned over India as per Charter Act of 1833. And Governor General is mandated to appoint one law professional in the executive committee. So Governor General mandated to appoint Governor General mandated to appoint law professional, expert in the law professional in executive committee. Children, I hope you are understanding the Charter Acts of 1813 and 1833 are very, very important. See, Governor General mandated meaning what here? Compulsory to appoint one law professional. Law professional means who? The person who expert in law and order. So he will appointed by the Governor General as a member of executive committee. I am already told you, executive committee is working under Governor General. So in that executive committee, one law professional will be there. That law professional must be appointed by whom? Governor General. So law professional is appointed by Governor General as a member of executive committee. And another important feature of this Charter Act of 1833, this act allowed all the private companies from British. This act is allowed all the private companies, all the British private companies to do trade over India. So this act allowed all private companies to do trade over India. So you are observing one point here, right? Gradually what happened? The power of East India Company is declining in India. So now the Charter Act of 1833 allowed all the private companies to do over trade in India. So with these all important features, Charter Act 1833 is also another important act which is brought by British people in the administration of India. So let us observe the points again, children. Here, first of all, the question may pose, why Charter Act 1833 is important? Here it is a key point you have to write. To improve the situation in India, the Charter Act 1833 is introduced. And if the question may ask why Charter Acts, act not acts are implemented, means you have to write, in order to renew the license of British East India Company, Charter Acts of 1793, 1813, 1833, 1853 are introduced in India. Okay, leave about that. Let us come to this act. First important feature, the Governor General of Bengal became a Governor General of India. This Governor General having the power to supervise the trade over India. And the central government of Bengal, why I mentioned the word here central government? Because Bengal is a base for British administration in India. Central government of Bengal has the final right to declare war or to declare peace or entered into any agreement with another princely state, and the Governor General is mandated to put his difference. Means he may accept the opinion of executive committee. He may give the opinion of executive committee. He can take the suggestion. He can give the suggestion. And the Charter Act 1833. This point is very, very important, children. As per Charter Act 1833, any kind of discrimination is banned in India. That discrimination means, do you know, right? Ill treating of people. So black color, white color, upper caste, lower caste, rich people, poor people. Likewise, any kind of discrimination is banned in India. And Governor General compulsory, he must appoint one law professional in the executive committee. And moreover, as per Charter Act of 1833, all the private companies from the British are allowed to India to do trade. So this is all about the information of Charter Act of 1833. So I hope you are very clear about the Charter Act 1833. So my dear children, in this class we discussed the complete information about Charter Acts. So here, how many Charter Acts are there actually? 4 Charter Acts. But how many we discussed? We discussed only 2, which are nothing but 1813 Act and 1833 Act. Again, I am posing a question to you. Why Charter Acts are implemented? In order to renew the license of British East India Company. So children, this is all about the today class that we discussed Charter Acts. Again, we will meet in the next class with the further discussion of another important reforms brought by British people in the British people over the Indian administration. Thank you children. Have a nice day.